Hello Scrolls fans, here we are with the king of the beta. My name is Smogan. We are in game number 3 of this first round match between Magpieman and Blinky. Magpieman took the first game with his mono energy range build, defeating Blinky's late game order build. Blinky responded by thrashing Magpieman's ranged build with his aggro enchantment growth build, and now Magpieman is looking for a way to respond. The winner of this game right here will go on to face PewQ in the next round. Super exciting matchup here. Let's take a look and see what Blinky won that last game with. It was the Vader of the Wild show. He had 3 of them out in the first 5 rounds, which led to just tremendous early aggression. Even though he didn't use the acceleration necessarily to go up to high resource counts, he saw the advantage of those Vaders because he was able to sacrifice for scrolls pretty much starting on turn 2 or turn 3 right away rather than sacrificing for resources. That gave him tremendous card advantage, tremendous board advantage, and frankly just overwhelming force. Let's see what can be done about that. Magpieman looking to decide between his 2 remaining decks in this triple deck format, and he selected a Soldier Order build. This is more of an early game build. Note the top out at Royal Vanguard there. Wings Captain and Releros, only 2 copies of Releros, and Gallant Defender are included as well. Wing Shield and Gallant Defender might be the MVPs here if they're able to stick on the board with their armor against the Growth aggro deck. Note that Magpieman has Effigy of the Queen, phenomenal against the more spell-oriented builds, awful against Growth. Those are dead cards in his hand. He's going to have to pitch them almost as soon as he gets them. They're basically obelisks in this matchup. Not very helpful at all. But let's see which of these aggro builds, the Soldier or the Growth, is able to prevail. We are ready to get going with round 3. Or game 3 of this first round matchup. Magpieman has drawn the first turn advantage again. Doesn't have a round 1 play, but does pass the turn over to Blinky, who does not find a Vader in his opening hand. I'm sure Magpieman will be very happy to see that. We'll have Kinfolk Brave and Earthborn Mystic though. Magpieman has a Winged Soldier to get started, and then a 3-drop and a 4-drop. Great opening hand for him. Blinky's turn next. He finds that Vader 1 turn too late. Kinfolk Brave comes down now. He'll be right there in the middle. Blinky placed him down to the bottom, so rather than taking the bait and going for that middle, he anticipates the Wing Shield and plays to the bottom. Magpieman counters that though by, instead of playing out a unit, plays Roasted Bean Potion to double move to the bottom and takes down the Kinfolk Brave. Let's see, Blinky, what are you going to do about that? Earthborn Mystic, not bad at all. Played up in the second row. Note that that's 3 moves away from Magpieman's unit. Not going to have any more trickery. Ducal Skirmisher comes down behind the Wings Soldier. And Blinky's turn next has Ragged Wolf, pitches his Rallying, plays out the 4-drop Striped Fangbear, phenomenal of course against Order, which is filled with humans, giving the Fangbear +3 attack and Relentless pretty much at all times against the Order opponent. What can Magpieman do next? He's got Wing Shield, plays it in the middle, allowing his unit safe passage to the top, lets the Relentless unit threaten all those guys, and then the Aging Knight comes down too. He did play that where the Earthborn Mystic can get a kill on it, but Magpieman is okay with that because that would require the Earthborn Mystic to not sacrifice for the attack for a scroll. But Blinky doesn't take the bait, goes ahead and draws a scroll and finds an Earthen Mirth, and then plays a Kinfolk Veteran to take out the Aging Knight, and moves his unit safely away from that relentless damage. Alright, Magpieman's turn now. Wings Captain is the play. It's a 4-drop down on the 4th row. Relentless damage comes in the middle rather than taking out the Kinfolk Veteran. Does not want to lose anything to the Striped Fangbear at the top. Blinky's go. He's got Kinfolk Veteran in hand, Earthborn Mystic, Earthen Mirth. We see the Ragged Wolf come down. I think that Earthen Mirth is going to follow. That's a great way to take out armor. You need 5 damage to get through that full health Wing Shield, and Ragged Wolf is enough to do that just with that 1 enchantment. So that'll take him down. A little bit of card disadvantage, but worth it to clear out the tremendous blocker and open up the door for the rest of your units. Magpieman has Decimation and Eternal Sword in hand, moves his units down. Ducal Infantryman played in front, and the Winged Soldier gets that kill on the Enchanted Ragged Wolf. 2 attackers for Blinky now has Crimson Bowl in hand. Plays the Crimson Bowl right out, so that's quite a bit of damage. Has Earthborn Mystic to play down as well. Kinfolk Veteran takes down the Wings Captain, and the Earthborn Mystic, probably moving to the middle, I would assume, yes indeed, takes out the Ducal Infantryman. So Crimson Bowl showing its worth, but note, importantly, that Blinky is in top deck mode now. Magpieman sacrifices for scrolls, has that useless effigy of the queen. I suppose it's a bad blocker if you need it. Instead, he plays out lots of attack buffs on his Relentless unit, up to 8 on the Eternal Sword, and Focus takes out 2 units of Blinkies. Excellent play by Magpieman. Blinky, just 2 1-drops to respond with. Not a whole lot that's impressive there. Plays the Vader of the Wild in front to defend his units and moves down to the 4th row. That was a very important turn. Blinky would have loved to draw another threat and continue pressuring Magpieman's board. Instead, stuck with just the Vader of the Wild as his play. Lots of floated resources not useful. Lots of wasted board space and wasted potential attack for future turns. Really unlucky to pull those 2 1-drops. Let's see if Magpieman can find a way to take advantage of it. He has that decimation in hand. He could decimate through this row and get a kill on that Kinfolk veteran. If he's able to find some cooldown reduction in the Roasted Bean Potion or Blessing of Haste style, he can take out all 3 units. Let's see what he can find this turn. Goes ahead and decimations, goes up to 5 resources and plays that Effigy of the Queen as a blocker, so basically that's a fancy obelisk, and gets in and kills the Kinfolk veteran. Earthborn Mystic will get a chance to draw another scroll here. Probably will choose to do that rather than some idle damage. Finds a Stag Heart, good enchantment of course. Breaker comes down, played up and away from the ready to attack Ducal Skirmisher, and moves his Earthborn Mystic down. That's a really clever play by Blinky, and something I want to point out. When you know you're going to lose a unit and there's nothing you can do about it, you might as well move it to where it will disadvantage your opponent the most to take it down. So rather than leaving it there knowing it's going to die, he's going to put Magpieman in a position where if he wants to kill it, he has to move his unit out from the not only from the protection of the wall, but also down and away from where Blinky's looking to play his next unit. So just those little moves are what separates some of the best players in the game from players like me. They're just pretty good and not quite at this level. So Magpieman, anyway, after that, sorry about the tangent there, plays out a Royal Vanguard and does have to move his unit down to take out the Earthborn Mystic. Too important of a unit to let live for any longer than necessary. Note the idle damage being done to Blinky. He's got to be very careful here. Needs to maintain board control and at least that middle idle if at all possible. Great Wolf's a good way to do it. And passes the turn over to Magpieman. What's he going to do? He's got 3 idle damage coming in, at least. Plays Winged Soldier down in front of the Royal Vanguard, flips down the Breaker, and instead of dealing idle damage, uses the flip as removal and takes it out. Blinky's turn. He's got 6 resources to play with. Plays Striped Fangbear out in front of the Great Wolf. And a Gravehawk as well. Note that he's not moving to the middle. He is still threatening the middle, because if Magpieman moves to the middle, then the Great Wolf can get an attack off. But this is a lot of damage coming in. Magpieman might win the game right here, and he does. He finds it. He finds the damage. Magpieman able, with the triple spell play, to take down 3 idols from Blinky. Phenomenal play by Magpieman. Has the right stuff in hand. Blinky making the important decision to stay in that top row rather than tanking for that middle idol, choosing to risk the combo play like that rather than lose his units. I think it was the right play by Blinky, but unfortunately for him this time it cost him the game and it cost him the match. Magpieman's soldier build is enough to take out Blinky's aggro growth build. I still believe that what was it, round 10 or so, round 9, when he had the Ragged Wolf and Vader the Wild, that turn was absolutely critical. Didn't find what he needed. This has been Smogan with the King of the Beta. First round match between Magpieman taking down the ever-powerful Blinky. Well done to both players, and I will look forward to seeing Magpieman play Pew in round 2. Thank you for watching. This has been Smogan. You can catch more videos casted by me on the Badger Guild YouTube channel. Check out the Scrolls Cast series.